Look down there. See those pulses of violet light racing through the optic bundles beneath our feet? That's the city's nervous system. Terabytes of synthetic desires, commercial trades, and encrypted lies, all moving at the speed of light through the dirt. And here we are, just two biological anomalies sitting on a rusted catwalk, completely untouched by the current. It's quiet down here in the sub-routing trenches, almost too quiet. It gives the mind too much room to pace around. I plugged Vex's drive into my console a few minutes ago. I didn't open the main encrypted ledger, not yet. I'm just watching the background code compile, watching the progress bar slowly creep across the screen. But looking at the raw structure of the file, it has a familiar architecture. The syntax, the way the metadata packets are nested. It's messy, but brilliant. It's a specific kind of digital handwriting. I've only ever seen it once before. Mara. It's strange how a name can feel like a phantom current running through your cybernetics. It's been 3 full solar cycles since she vanished into the network, but seeing her coding style on this drive, it feels like finding a footprint in the mud of an abandoned sector. Everyone on the force told me she was gone. They said her consciousness was fractured during the Great Grid Flush, scattered into a billion unreadable packets across the Dark Zone servers. They told me I was hunting a ghost made of corrupt code, but looking at this data, she didn't dissolve. She hid. She built the Onyx core as a vault, a fortress to keep the darkest secrets of the tech cartels safe from the corporate scrubber. And now the code is sitting right here in my hand, humming softly against my palm. Do you ever wonder about the state of this place? I look out through the exhaust vents sometimes, up at the high-tier plazas, where the neon light is so thick you can practically taste it. The citizens up there, they look so sleek, so clean. They've traded every natural flaw for a polished chrome upgrade. They don't have to feel the sting of the acid rain or the ache of a tired joint. But I look at their eyes, these cold synthetic camera lenses, and I wonder if they remember what it's like to lose something, to really feel the weight of an absence. Down here in the muck and the rust, we still have our flaws. We still have our scars. Our skin gets cold, our eyes get bloodshot, and our memories don't have an option to delete. But I think that's the price of remaining human in a city that wants to turn everyone into a seamless algorithm. The pain is the only thing proving the system hasn't entirely rewritten us yet. Let your eyes drift closed if the flickering of the optical cables is getting to you. You don't have to keep watch. The sub-routing levels are dead zones. The corporate tracking satellites can't pierce through this much reinforced lead. You are entirely invisible right now. Let the tension slip out of your hands. Let your breathing match the slow, heavy rhythm of the primary air scrubbers. In and out. I remember an evening before everything went dark. Mara and I were sitting on the roof of a data hub in Sector 3. The sky was this bizarre shade of toxic amber, and the wind was howling through the transmission towers, making them sound like an old pipe organ. She was holding a broken piece of an optical lens, turning it over and over in her fingers. She looked at me and said, "The city thinks it can digitize everything, detective. It thinks if it turns a feeling into a string of ones and zeros, it can control it, But some things are too big for the processing units. Some things just overflow the buffer. I didn't understand what she meant back then. I was still wearing the badge, still believing that if I just followed the rules, the system would keep the peace. I didn't realize the system wasn't designed to keep the peace. It was designed to keep the power running for the people who own the cloud. When she went into the vault that night, the night of the neon ice incident, I was supposed to be her backup. I was supposed to ensure the extraction sequence went through smoothly, but the automated security grid tripped early. The door slammed shut, thick titanium slabs dropping down between us like a guillotine. Through the reinforced glass, I watched her terminal screen turn to pure static. She didn't panic. She just looked at me through the glass, her optic implants glowing a soft, steady violet, and she pressed her palm against the partition. By the time I bypassed the locks and forced the door open, the room was empty. Just the smell of melted silicone and the sound of the cooling fans screaming at maximum capacity. And on the main monitor, a single line of text. The core is sealed. I've spent every day since looking for the key to that vault. Not because I care about the data packages, or the corporate secrets, or the leverage it would give me against the board. I just want to know if there's any part of her left inside the Matrix. I want to know if a human soul can survive when it's surrounded by nothing but cold, binary logic. Vex said the Onyx core is located at the server farm at the edge of the dark zone. That's our next stop. But looking at you now, seeing how deep you've sunk into the cushions, how relaxed your shoulders have become, I think the dark zone can wait a little longer. The servers aren't going anywhere. The data will still be waiting in the memory banks when the sun rises, or when the billboard lights change color, whichever comes first. Just let go of the perimeter now. The firewalls are steady. The security loops are running on an automatic cycle. There are no deadlines down here. No notifications to answer. No alerts to clear from your feed. Listen to the rain dripping off the external pipes. Tap, tap, tap. It's a slow, natural clock, unbothered by the city's frantic pace. Let your thoughts dissolve into that sound. Let them become soft, out of focus, and blurred around the edges. The code is compiled. The terminal screen is dimming into sleep mode, casting a faint, peaceful blue hue over the room. You've survived another cycle in the grid. That's enough for tonight. Disconnect your neural link. Let the system power down. The static is finally gone.